To Wake Up Wyoming. My name's Glenn Woods. So just a little while ago, a senator in the state of Wyoming, put in a request to see some information. These are some tough budget times for the state. Cutbacks have to be made. Things need to be reviewed. So let's take a look at who's getting paid what would be one of the questions out there that somebody would pose. But of course, if somebody steps up and says, I would like to take a look at who's getting paid what and what, maybe to see if they're worth the salaries or not. Well, look, there's a lot of rumors going around about what exactly this gentleman's trying to do and why he requested the information. Why deal in rumors? Why not just ask the guy himself? So, State Senator Tom James, you're in Rock Springs, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good to have you on the program. Thanks for agreeing to come on and talk about this. What, first off, is the goal of the records request? And I think you said in a note to me, you were not just requesting school information, were you?
No, sir. I'm requesting all public salary information from every government entity.
Okay. To be clear, are you asking for person by person or just in general across the board? How did you phrase the request?
I wanted person by person, their gross salary, and position titles.
Okay. What's the purpose of looking at each and every one of them? What's the goal here?
The goal is to, as a freshman senator, facing my first budget session, is to look at all aspects of the budget. I mean, all the way down to the granular details. It's to get a good idea of how the people's money is being spent. The personnel expenses are a massive expense in Wyoming. This is a tool by which I can get a better visual of the balance or imbalance between administration expenditures and the monies that should be reaching the line level employees.
So as you look at these numbers, are you going to maybe do a state by state or region by region comparisons? One of the curious questions I had was, so let's say you take a look at an administrator who's getting paid a certain salary. How do we know that that salary is what we should be paying that person? Is it too much? Is it too little? I mean, how do you justify their salary? In the private sector, it's a little easier to do than when we're talking about school boards or salaries that paid to any government employee.
Well, I think initially it's looking at people within, making sure that if there's a huge difference between employees within the same position. If there's one employee making this amount of money and then there's another employee making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 more, I'm going to be asking, okay, why is this person making so much more money? There's a legitimate reason, like whether it's experience or education or something like that, that's fine. But that's where I'm going to ask. And so that's the main idea.
Okay.
Behind this is to ask why big difference.
There were some people, in fact, including our superintendent of public instruction, I didn't know exactly what she meant by this, but some people have said, well, they worry about things like the safety of these employees. And I thought, well, I don't think they mean physical safety, do they? I mean, job security, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what they meant by that, but I'm curious about your answer to that, and also what kind of criticisms are you receiving just by making the request?
I'm not quite sure what they mean by the safety either. I mean, it's just a name. I have more information on the LSO website than just my name. So, and as far as criticisms go, that's basically what it's surrounding is the name release. But I've never once said that I'm going to publicly release these names. It goes to these newspaper articles and misinformation being put out there that is implying that I'm going to be releasing these names. So,
okay, I'm talking to Senator Tom James from Rock Springs. That was going to be my next question, was this just for your own private consumption, or you said you're not going to release the names, meeting with any other representatives maybe to sit down and go through it and discuss it with them?
Yeah, this is for my private information. I mean, I definitely, if other representatives and other senators want to sit down and look at this so they can get a good idea, I see no reason why not, because the more information we have, the better, because we as a team need to work together to get a good idea of how the people's money is being spent. It's all public information. Right. Anyone can access this information.
All right, so you don't have to be a state senator. I could, or any listener out there driving a pickup truck could just pull in and ask for this information. So you said, when we talked about school information with the administrators and teachers and so on, but you said to me, though, that you had requested some information on some other agencies. What are those other agencies?
All
of them.
Every agency in Wyoming, I put a request in.
Boy, you're going to have a lot of homework to do between now and the budget session. How are they going to get this information? Is it? I suppose they're just going to send it to you digitally. I mean, you're going to get a thumb drive. You would have to back up a U-Haul truck to get this printed out on paper.
Yeah, they're going to send it digitally, and I'll be able to go through it and organize it. But I'll have it secure externally, so it won't be able to be hacked or anything like that.
So are you looking at this with the idea that you know what you're looking for, or you don't know what you're looking for? Are you looking for trends? I'm wondering what your process is going to be as you start opening up these files, because that's just going to be a blur of numbers for you. So the best thing I would do, the only thing I could think of is just look for trends. What's your strategy?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm looking for, like I said, the trends of the people within the same position and the difference in pay. That's the big thing. And then the difference between administration and the line level employees.
Here, let me put this little...
Also the number of administration versus the line level employees, the top heavy administration. That can go across all agencies. And really like to make clear that I'm not focusing on education at all. This was never, ever meant to be focused on education, even though it is heavily implied in every article out there.
Let me ask you if you'll do this, since you mentioned top heavy, and that's right where I was going to go next. When you look at private sector companies, they try to do things as efficiently as possible, so they don't have, let's say, employees in positions that are not producing something. If a position can be eliminated and the company continue to function normally, then they eliminate it. There's no reason to have... So I would also take a look at, as you're going through this, do we necessarily need that person doing that job? Can we eliminate some of these positions and continue to do the job that we're doing now?
Yeah, that would be definitely a route that I would look at.
All right. So when do you think you'll receive the information, or have you already?
I'm not exactly sure when I'll be receiving it. They have 30 days, according to statute, to get it to me. So I'm assuming within... I think I have by the end of the month, if I remember correctly, or shortly thereafter. But it's business days, so if I remember correctly. So
if it's going to be done digitally, how are they going to deliver to you this volume of information? You getting the thumb drive, or is it Dropbox, or what are they doing?
Not quite sure. Probably PDF or Excel.
That's going to be a lot to go through, so I'd be really curious when you finally get done going through all that information. By the way, I'd suggest Tylenol as you do it. Finally get done with all of that information. If you think you found some kind of a trend or have some recommendations, contact me again. I'd love to know what your impressions were after you get done going through all of that.
Well, fortunately, I have no life except for work and politics, so that'll definitely make it a lot easier, and I will definitely keep in touch.
Senator Tom James from Rock Springs, thanks for coming on and explaining all this to us. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.